Good evening. Here we are again. Happy as can be. No time has dragged on in. It was a grand sunny day. Chilly though, but we don't mind it when the sun is shining. And now, before I just do Blessed Alexandrina, I come across this little prayer or this little, um, what would I call it? It's not really a prayer, it's exhortation sort of thing. And God's love within you is your native land. So so seek none other, never more depart, for you are homeless, save God keeps your heart. And this was a fellow called John Bradburn. I think he was a martyr in Africa, murdered in Libya, helping lepers. So he'd be up in heaven. But that prayer, God's love within you is your native land. So seek none other, never more depart. For you are homeless, save God keeps your heart. There you are. And that was in the oratory. There was an oratory in the CBS, the Christian Brothers Farmer School in Kells. The grand little oratory, and people had a building that people used for various meetings and all the rest. It was a very nice place and lovely little oratory with the exposition with the Blessed Sacrament, and it was lovely. But unfortunately, and I knew the brothers. I used to give them a present every Christmas, and I used to park the car there and do maybe a couple of chores and then into the oratory and say prayers and that. It was lovely, and people used to come there. I think a certain time every day and do the Chapel of Mercy, and it was very nice. And that's I think how I got in the habit of it myself. Thank God. So these are all, and of course it was sold, and now I think there's Ukrainians in it, and whoever bought it is it's not what it was, that sort of way. Things there's no right to do it, I think, because I think the local community should have got together and bought it for to be used by the local and the artery, and maybe somebody appointed to sort of look after it and perhaps live in it, because there was a cook there, and it was just a lovely little community of the retired Christian brothers, and they were good, holy men. Yeah, they were, and one of them looked after the garden, and that was a lovely brother. So many a good conversation with them. Yeah. So now, blessed Alexandrina. Now, let me see. Where were we, lads? And our mission begins. An attempt on Alexandria's virtue was to have devastating consequences for her and her family. On Holy Saturday of 1918, was the war just over then or what? Alexandrina and a friend, Rosalina, were receiving sewing lessons from Diolanda in one of the upper rooms of the house. Alexandria was 14 at the time. She heard noises from below, and looking out the window, her heart sank when she saw her ex-employer with two other men. Obviously under the influence of alcohol, it seemed they had come to try to assault the women. Panic-stricken, they locked themselves in and called out to the men to go away, but they were not in the mood for rejection. They broke into the house and levered open a trapdoor in the floor of the room in which the women were walking. After getting into the room, the other two men pursued Yolande and Rosalina, While Alexandria ex-employer cornered her, she lashed out at him with her rosary, crying, "Jesus, help me." Rather than submit to the assault, Alexandria took the only way out and jumped from a window, falling for 12 feet onto hard ground. The pain she experienced from this fall was extreme, but not content with having escaped with her own virtue intact, she went back into the house armed with a piece of wood to defend the virtues of her sister and her friend. And like David and Goliath, against all the odds, she triumphed. Her counterattack was successful, and the men fled. Booties. The similarities between Alexandria's heroic defence of her purity, yeah, and the life of Saint Mary Goretti, a lovely little child as well, that lost her life at an assault. Her ex-employer turned up at her home again, but she was alone on this occasion as Maria had gone to church for adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. The house at Calbrina has a courtyard garden to one side, with an outer door opens onto the road. Alexandria heard the outer door open and recognised the voice of her ex-employer, demanding that she open the inner door to the house. She was unable to fully close the inner door as the winter high rain had swelled the wood, and she gripped her rosary and waited in a state of terror. He stood thumping on the inner door, trying the handle and demanding to be let in, but the door didn't open. After a while of trying to get in, he gave up and left. Alexandria believed that Jesus and Our Lady had miraculously stopped the door from opening in order to protect her virtue. As a result of the fall from the window, Alexandria's spine was irreversibly damaged. Various visits to the doctor confirmed that her condition was deteriorating. She was told that the spinal defect afflicting her had no known cure and would eventually cause complete paralysis. She tried to lead a relatively normal life, but this became increasingly difficult. Around the age of 19, God help her, she still struggled to get to church, much to the amazement of other parishioners, but eventually this became impossible. Complete paralysis set in, and Alexander became ridden on the 14th of April 1934, aged 20. Oh, what a cross the little darling. Oh, what a cross the little angel had. Huh? Wasn't that dreadful? Let me see. Isn't it funny? Every time I go looking for a blinking uh, pen to mark this, no pen exists, and yet there's nothing but pens around the place. I just finished now, and bid you good evening, and I'll be doing now my hymns after this. So, bottom an orderly queue. Bye now.